prices. Do you think it was the right thing to do to tap the strategic reserves to drive down gas prices?
I'm concerned about that. I think the strategic reserves are for strategic purposes and not political purposes.
You thought this was a political move?
Well, I think it looks like that. I don't know if it was, but I think it looks like that, and that gives me some concern because it hurts the credibility of the program if people feel that's the way it was used.
What about the economy overall? You believe in cutting spending in your state and on the national level. What about the Fed chief this week who warned, look, if we're too aggressive about cutting spending, we're going to hurt recovery and restoration of jobs?
We're at no risk of being too aggressive in cutting spending. You see what we're doing down here? We're at no risk of being too aggressive in cutting spending. I think we have a long way to go before we have to worry about what Chairman Bernanke had to say this week. We have to prove we can actually do it. You saw the minuscule amount of money we were arguing over in the spring this year. This is not a large amount of money in terms of how much the overall spending of the federal government is.
On taxes, you believe in kind of standard Republican fare. Less taxes, less regulation. The reality, though, in terms of middle-class wage growth, is that it's not growing. Even in better economic times than we're in right now, with tax cuts, the middle class is still not making more. What are Republicans going to do about that?
Well, I think what we're trying to do in New Jersey is 3 of the last 4 months, we've had private sector job growth, about 30,000 new private sector jobs over the last 4 months. And we're also seeing wage growth in New Jersey as well, and are seeing our income tax revenue increase. We have about $500 million more in income tax revenue than we projected for this coming year. And so we're starting to see that happen in New Jersey a little bit. I think one of the reasons why is because we're giving them certainty regarding taxes and regulation, and they're not concerned about it going up, so things are starting to bubble up and grow again. But overall, for our country, there has to be greater economic growth. If we don't have greater economic growth, the middle class is not going to see great wage growth at all. That's what we need to do, is to grow the pie bigger. And we haven't been doing that of late.
Let's talk a little bit